Is it bad that I never made love? No, I never did. But I shouldn't know how to be that girl. I prove to you. Can't promise that I'll be good to you, 'cause I had some issues. I won't commit. I haven't ever can't admit that I'll be bad, Lord, to you. Yeah, I'll be good in bed, but I'll be bad to you.
Word. I think you gifted too, baby. Yeah, hold up. Bad girls ain't no good. And the good girls ain't no fun. Look.
And the bad girls want a real nigga.
Yeah, 'cause real niggas just want. So it seems that we caught up in the wrong thing. Got a thing for a queen who know when to lead. You got
a thing for a king, but you ain't a king.
Seems like the ones who wrong never got a ring. And I can see that you're yeah, in a literal sense. I mean a physical sense. I mean a ups. Wait, baby, give me a second. I need a minute to bend. I'm only telling you that. I heard you. And I'm telling you, I can believe that. Not the type of fella that y'all be getting jealous, but we talking about game while they at the lead pass. We at that bed, floor, couch, hold up.
Loud, pat, boy, voila.
You know what? What's up?
What's up?
Forget it, 'cause all the bad girls always unapologetic.
Is it bad that I never made love? No, I never did. But I shouldn't know how to be that girl. I prove it to you. Can't promise that I'll be good to you, 'cause I had some issues. I won't commit. I haven't it, but at least I can admit that I'll be bad, Lord, to you. Yeah, I'll be good in bed, but I'll be bad to you.
She hurt feelings, she ain't wrong. She work hard, she play harder. Got a smart mouth, like the speed fly. She don't catch feelings, she's too busy catching G5. She no saint, except Saint Laurent. Gon' blaze out, take the wheel job. And Rihanna got these women in their Rivers Island. I'm just trying to take a dip, y'all. Never did terrible bullshit, y'all. Never concerned, she's trying to live it out. No more suck up for love, she probably ducking because you try to follow your gut feeling, you get lost. Some issues, yeah, and I noticed it. You got the coldest cortisone, but warmer skin. You froze with it. You trying to play 7-0, I be Scorpion. Get over here today. Smelling like Jean Paul. Got the 8. Got about 3 friends. She don't even tweet them. And on IG, but she follow Kenny. And we at that bed, floor, couch, hold out.
Loud, pat, boy, voila.
You know what? What's up?
What's up?
Forget it. All these bad bitches always unapologetic.
Is it bad that I never made love? No, I never did. But I should know how to be that girl. I prove it to you. Can't promise that I'll be good to you, 'cause I had some issues. I won't commit. I haven't it, but at least I can admit that I'll be bad, Lord, to you. Yeah, I'll be good in bed, but I'll be bad to you.
Yeah. We're doing this one for all the ladies. H-Town boys. Kicking it with my boy Luke. For the 9-3, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause we will be knocking the boots. G.I. Shazam and Dino. They gonna do a little something for you real sexy like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, yo. Check the verse.
Last night I thought back when we made good love, listening to some Marvin Gaye all night long. Now I want that whole thing back, make these moments once again perfect. So won't you, I do it for us, babe. Good loving, body rocking, knocking boots all night long. Hey. Making love until we're tired to the break of dawn. But come on, turn the lights down and let me get on it. Yeah. 'Cause when I do to me and you, it'll be so right. Give me some good love. Somebody rockin', knockin' that boots. Give me some good love. Somebody rockin', baby. Give me some good love. Somebody rockin', that's all I need. Give me some good love. Somebody rockin', knockin' that boots. I feel so good when I'm near. That's why you always wanna be close to you. I'm so addicted to making love to you, baby. All night long, baby. All night long, long. Good, nothing, body rockin', knockin' boots all night long. Making love until we're tired to the break of dawn. But oh, come on and turn the lights down and let me get on it. Cause when I do just me and you, it'll be so right, so right, so right. Give me some good love. Somebody rockin', knockin' that boots. Give me some good love. Somebody rockin', knockin' that boots. Come on, baby, yeah. Give me some good love. Somebody rockin', knockin' that boots. Rockin', yeah. Give me some good love. Somebody rockin', knockin' that boots. Some sweet rockin'. Some sweet love. Somebody rockin', knockin' that boots. Giving you my pleasure. Cause I'm ready. Yeah. I'm so ready. Baby. To give you everything that we've been waiting on. Somebody so come on, let's give it to me, babe.
Oh, yeah. Right about now, we on the intermission tip. So all you ladies go get your towels, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's laid out like that, you know. But wait a minute, we ain't through. Kick the vamp.
Somebody rockin' that boots. I want you good touching, lady. You're hearing me, my baby. It's driving me crazy. So won't you come on? Come on and rock my body, baby. Come on and rock my body. Yeah. I wanna lay you down. So let me make some sweet love, baby. I wanna turn the lights down low and close the door and do everything to you.
Good afternoon. We are live here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. Today, we are going to be talking about the holistic approach to living and healing. And I wanted to say, I kind of refer back to the pandemic and things that I've learned and things that I've experienced during that time. And one thing I do realize is how many people were seeking out different ways of, healing themselves or just lowering the probability of them getting sick or having COVID, how to treat themselves holistically, herbs, vitamins. I mean, even myself, I have a whole tray full of vitamins, different herbs, different teas, just to holistically, heal myself or just lessen the symptoms that I was experiencing from either COVID or a cold or anything that I was been experiencing for the last 2 years. So I just wanted to do a show on just the holistic approach to healing and living. Another thing that I recently experienced is trying out an herb called mullein. And I was looking it up. I did my research, and I retain water a lot. And I was experiencing a cough that I was having every single morning. And I was watching the videos about this mullein, and I took it. I went on Amazon. I found the one with the best reviews. I got it. I took it, and it's a leaf. It's a natural thing, right? So I took the mullein, and immediately, when I say my body just started releasing fluid like never before. Like, I'm serious. Like, I've took water pills before, Lasix, different other things that it will relieve yourself of water. Never have I ever experienced nothing like this. I'm talking about like a faucet. And so it was, the directions was take 3 a day. Well, it was working so good on me. I was like, I'm only going to take this one. Anymore, I don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? But what I didn't do is I didn't drink enough fluids while I was taking it. So my body was detoxing all of these fluids rapidly. Okay. And it sent, I believe, because, you know, I have 2 sisters that are doctors. So sometimes I feel like I'm either a nurse or a doctor too, just off of, you know. So sometimes I just create these diagnoses and scenarios. And this time, after all that I've been through in the last 30 days, I honestly believe that mullein sent my body into a lupus flare-up, which I haven't experienced in years. When I say years, I got diagnosed with lupus in 2002. I was sick. I had lesions. I had no hair on my eyebrows, eyelashes. I had no edges. I had the butterfly rash. I had multiple biopsies on my skin. I had lupus. It was active, and it was real for me. I couldn't move at times. My body was just tight all the time. I had active lupus, and I also was a mother of little baby. Like, I had got diagnosed like right after Cece was born. And I think we talked about this on one of the other shows, but anyways, like I said, so I hadn't experienced anything major. Usually, you know, with lupus, if I'm doing too much and like I'm just running, my body will kind of shut down for a day where I'm just laid up, you know, my body is tight, you know, that would happen, and then it would go away. Well, this time, that did not happen. I'm talking about, I want to say 2 weeks of I can't almost stand up to cook. I broke out in this weird rash that I couldn't explain. I thought it was an allergic reaction, but now I'm coming to, you know, after doing my research and just, you know, feeling everything I'm going through, I realized this was lupus. This is a lupus flare-up, and I went and got blood work and confirmed it. So now here I am, like literally in the middle of a foot, like right now. So, I mean, so I started doing my research on the holistic approach to lupus and, you know, what foods I should not eat. Because I remember back then I couldn't eat red sauce. I couldn't eat this. I couldn't eat that. I should eat this. Should eat that. So I was like, man, I want to do a show on just the holistic approach to living, healing, and just going about my life, because everything can't be an over-the-counter drug or a prescription and running to the doctor. Sometimes we just need to balance and change the way we eat, you know, maybe drink some different teas and, you know, in the morning, and just, you know, create a routine of maybe a holistic approach. Not saying stop going to the doctors. I'm just saying certain things we can, you know, control ourselves. And, that's why I decided to do this show today. And that's why I decided to ask Charlene Bradbury. She is a local business owner in Douglasville, and she has a restaurant, and she's from Chicago. So her restaurant has like the Chicago theme. They sell the gyros and the Chicago this, the Chicago that, gyros, yeah, whatever. So they well, I didn't know that. I mean, hey, I just say it how it's spelled. So she, you know, and she does the soul food thing. So, I mean, I've known her, I want to say a good 6 years, maybe, since I met her. And she changed her whole everything, okay? By, you know, getting into teas and herbs. And I would imagine, and I'll ask her when she comes on, I would imagine the pandemic kind of maybe initiated some of this, because the change started happening, of course, over the last 2 years. And you know how people document their journeys and what they're doing. So I mean, I just kind of stood back and watched her mixing up herbs and drinking her tea and getting on the treadmill and doing certain things and helping people conceive babies and people who are impotent, things like that, with these herbs and teas and stuff. I'm like, wow, it really intrigued me, especially when I saw her for the first time in like a year. I had went by the restaurant and she came out looking amazing. And I was like, what? She was like, girl, it's my tea. And she also got certified in a certified herbalist, I believe, or she'll tell you when she gets here, but she also got a certification in doing the teas and mixing up the teas and that sort of thing. So it intrigued me. And now that I'm talking about the holistic approach, I'm going to be talking to her about what she's done and what she's learned and the services also she provides as an herbalist. And we'll get down to the nitty gritty of that. And I'm pretty sure she's gonna have so many other different stories to tell. But I think everybody should kind of look into, some people, they just like to drink this hot tea in the morning, just a nice green tea. I remember back in the day, that was it. Oh, you drink your green tea in the morning. You got to drink green tea at night and then drink another tea in the morning. Now it's gotten so deeper. It's black tea. It's mullein. It's elderberry. It's, drinking water from a spring. It's so many different things going on, like different ways people are approaching illnesses and symptoms of whatever. So I'm just looking forward to talking about the subject and just kind of getting the word out about just different ways you can approach living in holistically. So we are going to get into it, but first we are going to go to a commercial or two and a song. And then the next time we get on here, we will have Charlene Bradbury as my special guest, and I'll be interviewing her, and I'm looking forward to it. And I'll be right back here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. This is Karen the Connector, and I'll be right back.
Come inside, take off your coat, I'll make you feel at home. Now let's pour a glass of wine, cause now we're all alone. I've been waiting all night, so just let me hold you close to me. Cause I've been dying for you, girl, to make love to me. Girl, you make me feel real good. We can do it till we both wake up. Girl, you know I'm hooked on you. And this is what I'll do. I wanna sex you up all night. I wanna sex you up. Let me take off all your clothes. Disconnect the phone so nobody knows. Yeah. Let me light a candle so we can make it better. Making love until we drown. Yeah. Girl, you know it feels real good. We can do it till we both wake up. Girl, you know I'm hooked on you. And this is what I'll do. Yeah. I wanna sex you up. Make it up until we drown. I wanna sex you up. Just make me feel so good. Just lay back,
Enjoy the ride.
all I wanna do is sex you up all night, make it feel I want you right to sex you up. Make me love it all night long. Sex you up, feel so right, it can't be wrong. Don't be shy, girl, get with me. Sex you up, open up your heart and I'll set you free. Oh, I wanna touch you in all the right places, baby. I wanna make love to you all night, yeah. Me, yeah. Make me love it all night long. Feels alright, it can't be wrong. Cause tonight, baby, I wanna get freaky with you.
Baby, don't you understand? I wanna be your next man. I wanna make your body scream. Then you will know just what I mean.
You know what I mean.
24 karat gold. Don't want the next one. I wanna lick you up and then I wanna lay you down. Come on, sing.
Tonight, baby, I wanna get freaky with you.
I love the taste of whipped cream.
Hey,
Spread it on, baby.
baby, don't leave
You
me.
know I can't resist you, girl. I'll fly you all around the world.
All around the world.
Come on, let me take a
Come
sip.
on, come on, come on, come on.
What you cherish
Come on.
most.
Come on, come on, baby. Let you up and down, oh baby. I wanna play with your body, baby. I wanna play with your body, yeah. Cause tonight, baby, I wanna get freaky with you. Oh yeah, let me freak you. Oh I
Yeah, come on.
oh yeah, let me do you. Cause tonight, baby, I wanna get freaky with you. Cause tonight, baby, I wanna get freaky with you, baby. Don't stop, baby. Don't stop, baby. Don't stop, baby.
Good afternoon. We are back. This is Karen the Connector here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. Today we are talking about the holistic approach to living and healing, which has been an interest of me for a long time, especially since the pandemic started. And today we have a special guest coming in, Charlene Bradbury from Douglasville, Georgia. She's going to talk about her holistic approach and things that she changed and becoming a certified herbalist. So I'm looking forward to talking to her. And while preparing for this show, you guys know I like to do some research on what I'm talking about, look up some articles, and I found this one that resonated with everything that I was feeling, thinking. So I'm going to read a couple little takeaways from this article that I pulled up. And it says the pandemic has shifted how we think about how we normally think. We have started to look deeper into ourselves, better understand our environments, and be more aware of our personal and collective struggles. Our interactions have changed, and some of our habits have long held beliefs have been challenged. Today, making a kale and spinach smoothie infused with turmeric to feel healthy and energized just isn't enough. Now more than ever, it's important to understand how certain conditions can cause change in our lives and behaviors that impact our physical, emotional, and mental health. Moreover, it's critically important for us to be able to detect barriers that prevent us to thrive in any environment. The father of the approach to low therapy, the theory that human nature is motivated by meaning, purpose, Dr. Viktor Frankl and psychiatrists believe that the lack of meaning and purpose can lead to suffering, mental health issues, and emotional and physical pain. If we accept that our main objective is to live happy and healthy lives, holistic living can also help us become connected to ourselves and the world, enabling us to be more mindful, appreciative, aware, and balanced. Now, I want to say this, when I read that, especially about the smoothie, it's like before this pandemic, it was like a kale smoothie. You're doing good. You're you know what I mean. You're getting to the vitamins. You're doing this. You're doing that. It can make you feel better. But now it's like it's even deeper. People are using a lot of different teas, herbs, a lot of different natural plants that have come along. I know since the pandemic started, CBD has been on the rise for help with pain, inflammation, and even me personally, what I mentioned earlier, how my lupus is back in my life. These flare-ups are more frequent than they ever have been before, and now I'm kind of accepting it. I used to not want to talk about it, but I will say using CBD products on my joints and my knees, because I collected a lot of that over the pandemic that I really never used. So I have oils, lotions that at night after my shower, I'm rubbing on my knees and on my back and hips, and it really works. It really relieves pain. And now I believe that, just reading different articles, it seems like the federal government is now accepting CBD and even THC as help with these ailments, these symptoms. And of course, now in some states, everything's becoming legalized that wasn't legal before. Even people who used to be so against like weed, like me personally, I was one of them. I was a person that, I did some things back in the day when I was young, but as I became an adult, I always looked at, THC, weed, smoking. I would be like, you don't have to do that. Like, why are you smoking weed? And now that I'm older, like more mature, and I understand the benefits of THC, CBD, and things like that, I'm more, hey, let's try that. You know what I'm saying? And especially now, me, using CBD products to relieve inflammation and pain and that sort of thing. I'm all for holistic healing. I'm all for it because I'm a witness. I will say that these things do work for me. Some people say, you know what, I don't have that kind of, reaction to that. Well, but most people do. And I know people who have chronic pain and they smoke or they ingest or some kind of THC every day and they don't feel that pain. And hey, you cannot have to take 800 or hydrocodone or other narcotics to relieve pain, and all you got to do is puff on a little something every now and then or take an edible just to kind of relax and relieve yourself of that pain. I'm all for it because the long-term effects of narcotics and over-the-counter drugs, who knows what that can do. I was taking, before I went to the doctors to find out what was going on with me, I was taking ibuprofens every single day. I mean, at least twice a day. And then one time I was taking 3. You know what I mean? Just so I can not feel the discomfort I was feeling. And when I get to the doctor and tell her, I was like, yeah, I've been taking ibuprofen. She was like, every day? I'm like, yeah, every day. Oh no, you can mess up your kidneys like that. What? Okay, so you mean to tell me I've been taking ibuprofen every day for probably 2 months and it could mess up my kidneys, could have effects on my liver, all kind of stuff? No, I'm not taking it anymore. So, I mean, I still take my ibuprofen every now and then, but nowhere nearly as much as I was taking it. And just to think that all you have to do is get you some CBD oil or some type of CBD products or THC products, and you can relieve yourself of the same pain naturally. So I'm all for the holistic living. I've been doing a lot of research, a lot of thinking about, my body as I get older. And now that I'm dealing with lupus again, on a different level, because sometimes I think that I've been in denial, but this is a whole new level of pain and discomfort. So I'm just figuring out how I'm going to navigate this because I got things to do. I got a life to live. I got children who are in middle school and about to be in high school. And my daughter's about to graduate from college. I got things to do in this world, for a long time. I can't be, bogged down with this situation too much longer because I have to I've got to figure this thing out. So that's how I'm feeling. And that's why I've been doing my research. And I'm going to read another little takeaway from the article that I pulled up. And it says, Holistic Health Explained. Holistic health addresses all aspects of physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual, as these elements are all interconnected. For example, if you are experiencing some prolonged grief, which can turn into suffering, you may experience physical symptoms such as fatigue, restlessness, stomach pain, joint pain. Ooh. And that's real.
Talking to you just now.
Yes, that hit because you got to think about it. Sometimes our mental affects our physical. You know what I mean? If you're really grieving, I've seen people in the bed for weeks grieving, feeling sick, like literally sick over a death of a loved one or even something that happened. Some things might happen to me and it'll shut me down. You know what I mean? Just getting devastating information or just disappointing information. Sometimes it'll just knock me right out. Like, what? Oh, I'm in the bed. You know what I'm saying? And even even depression will shut me down. Like, I don't, those people say, oh, I'm smiling, but I'm still depressed. I can't even do that. If I'm depressed, you ain't gonna see me. If I'm depressed, I'm up in the bed. And now that I realize, what it looks like for me personally, I now can detect it. And even when I feel it coming on, I'll do things that, won't allow it to sink in. And that includes things that just make me happy, regardless of how much anybody feels about it. If I feel like I'm starting to feel a certain way, I'm going to do what makes me feel, picks me up out of that, I'll say. You know what I mean? Because depression is real and I don't want no parts of it. But when I do have to deal with it, or if I feel like it's coming on, me personally, the way I deal with it is I just make sure I just do things that make me happy, like go get my nails done or, get my hair done. Like I feel something coming on now. I hurried up, made my hair appointment to get these braids up out of my hair. so I can get my little swoop down in the front style back, and maybe a nail appointment so I can have my nails done for the weekend. Lots going on. And you just got to do what makes you happy. Go figure out different ways to relieve yourself of pain, anxiety, anything like that. And I'm saying again, I said I wasn't going to do that. But yeah, so are we good on? So we're going to go to a break again, and then come back in about 3 to 4 minutes, and we'll be talking about the holistic approach to living and healing. And if you have a comment on this subject, if you want to be a part of the show, you can call in 404-254-4347. Look at God. 404-254-4347. You could call in, be a part of the show. If you have a comment on holistic living, any kind of holistic ways you've healed yourself, or things that you've been trying and researching, call in. I would love to talk to you. And we'll be back here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. This is Karen the Connector, and we'll be right back.
Bring the beat in. Honey, honey, I can see the stars all the way from here. Can't you see the glow on the window pane? I can feel the sun whenever you're near. Every time you touch me, I just melt away. Now everybody asks me why I'm smiling out from ear to ear. But I know nothing's perfect, but it's worth it after fighting through my tears. And finally you put me first. Baby, it's you. You're the one I love. You're the one I need. You're the only one I see. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that gets your all. You're the one I can always call when I need to make everything stop. Finally, you put my love on top. Oh, come on, baby. You put my love on top, 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 top. You put my love on top. Oh, come on, baby. You put my love on top, 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 top. My love on top. It's you. You're the one I love. You're the one I need. You're the only thing I see. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one that always falls. When I need you, baby, everything stops. Finally, you put my love on top. Baby, you're the one that I love. Baby, you're all I need. You're the only one I see. Come on, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one I always call. When you need you, everything stops. Finally, you put my love on top. Baby, 'cause you're the one that I love. Baby, you're the one that I need. You're the only man I see. Baby, baby, it's you. You're the one that gives your all. You're the one that always calls. When you need you, everything stops. Finally, you put my love on top. Baby, 'cause you're the one that I love. Baby, you're the one that I need. You're the only one I need.
Gotta be real with it. Yeah. Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. 'Cause I want you and I need you. And I'm down for you always, KB. Do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. 'Cause I want you and I need you. And I'm down for you always. Look, the new me is really still the real me. I swear you gotta feel me before they try and kill me. They gotta make some choices, they running out of options. 'Cause I've been going off and they don't know when to stop. And when you get the I see that you've been learning, and when I take you shopping, you spend it like you earned it. And when you popped off on your ex, he deserved it. I thought you would've won from the jump, that confirmed it. Trap money, Benny. I buy you champagne, but you love some Henny. From the block like you Jenny. I know you special, girl, cause I know too many. Risha, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you always. JT, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you always.
Ooh, bad, then we kissing in a way, kissing in a way, kissing in a way. I need that black card in the code to the safe, code to the safe, code to the safe. I show 'em how to network. Netflix and chill, what's your net worth?
Cause I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you always. And I'm down for you always. And I'm down for you, down for you, down for you always. Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you always. Baby, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. Cause I want you, and I'm scared and smoke. Hey, right. Now let me see you. Bring that, back, bring that. Now let me see you. That she with can't get. Got a shot it, I'ma hit it like I can't miss. Now let me see you. Now let me see you. Bring that, now let me see you. 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 Trap, money, Benny. Got me in my feelings. I just gotta be real with it. Yep. Now let me see you.
O-U-S, we flying first class, up in the sky, pop champagne, living my life in the fast lane. I want to change by the glamorous, ooh, flowers, the glamorous, by the glamorous, ooh, flowers, the glamorous, by the glamorous, ooh, flowers. Yellow, golden, diamond rings, all them things don't mean a thing. Chaperones and limousines, shopping for expensive things. I be on the movie screens, magazines and bougie scenes. I'm not clean, I'm not pristine, I'm no queen, I'm no machine. I still go to Taco Bell, drive through raw as hell. I don't care, I'm still real, no matter how many records I sell. After the show, after the Grammys, I like to go cool out with the family, sipping, reminiscing on days when I had a Mustang. And now I'm first class, up in the sky, popping champagne, living my life in the fast lane. I want to change by the glamorous, ooh, flowers, the glamorous, by the glamorous, ooh, flowers, the glamorous, by the glamorous, ooh, flowers.
Talking champagne witnesses, caviar drinking. You deserve nothing but all the finer things. Now this whole world has no clue what to do with us. I got enough money in the bank for the two of us. Plus I gotta keep enough lettuce to support your shoe fetish lifestyle. So rich and famous, Robin Leach will get jealous. $500,000 for the stove, taking trips from here to Rome. So if you ain't got no money, take your broke home.
with champagne, living my life in the fast lane. I want to change by the glamorous, ooh, flowers, the glamorous, glamorous, by the glamorous, ooh, flowers, the glamorous, by the glamorous, ooh, flowers. I got problems up to here. I got people in my ear telling me these crazy things that I don't want to know. I got money in the bank and I really like to thank all my fans. I like to thank you really though. 'Cause I remember yesterday when I dreamt about the days when I rocked on the TV. It really told. It must be a long road when the industry is cold. I'm glad my daddy told me so. He let his daughter know. My daddy told me so. He let his daughter know. My daddy told me so. He let his daughter know.
Whatever you want, whatever you need, anything you want done, baby, I'll do it naturally. 'Cause I'm every woman, it's all in me. You can tell, makes a special groove with fire inside of you. Anytime you feel danger or fear, then instantly I will appear. Oh, I'm every woman, it's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, I do it naturally. I can set your needs like rain unto the seas. I can make a rhyme of confusion in your mind. And when it comes down to some good old-fashioned love, I got it, baby. I'm every woman, it's all in you. Anything you want done, baby, I do it naturally. Right now, every one of them to say, I ain't crying, 'cause I'm the one. Just ask me, it shall be done. It don't matter to compare. I got it.
Good afternoon. We are back live here on Hits 92.3. This is Karen the Connector, and I'm here every single Thursday from 12 to 2, right here at Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. And I am talking about the holistic approach to living and healing. And I am so excited because I've been looking into this subject for the last couple of weeks. Of course, the holistic approach has been the topic of a lot of conversations since the pandemic hit, with people just scrambling around just to find just solutions to symptoms, illnesses, different things going on. So much going on in the world, and everyone's looking for an answer. And some people have cracked the code. And one person, when I said I was going to do my show on this subject, only one person came to my mind, and that was Charlene Bradbury. She's a business owner in Douglasville, Georgia. I met her about 5 or 6 years ago when she opened her restaurant. And recently, Charlene has made so many different changes in her life holistically, just using natural herbs from the earth, making teas and different natural solutions to whatever she was going through. And she's going to tell us about that, because I want to say all of this probably did transpire during the pandemic, but she's going to tell us a lot more about that. Charlene, thank you for coming to the show today and being my live in studio guest. Tell the listeners about yourself, Charlene. Tell them about you transitioning from Chicago, opening up your restaurant, and what initiated you to start this process of a holistic living with the herbs, because this is something that I've never seen you do until you started publicizing it and making it known on your Facebook page. And I'm watching you mix everything up. I mean, I've been watching you closely with this process, and just so intrigued, because even me and my husband, we've been to different places around Atlanta, got different teas, different herbs, especially when the pandemic hit. Like I said, we've been trying different vitamins. So just introduce yourself to the listeners, and just tell us how you got started. What initiated this?
So, like she said, my name is Charlene Bradbury. Chef Charberry is what a lot of people here in Douglasville call me. Originally from Chicago, Illinois. I've been in Georgia here now for about 7 years. But what made me, first of all, I want to say I've always been into, I've always been a health conscious person. So I've always been wanting to do natural medication and stuff like that, other than, over the counter medication. And I will add this before I get all the way into it. I hadn't been to a gynecologist in 11 years. Well, now it was like 12, it was 12 and a half years.
Really?
So yeah, since I had Amir, my last baby. So, and it was my choice.
And my last baby's name is Amir too. Do we already know? Okay.
So, and it was my choice. I decided I didn't want to, because I just felt like I wanted to do everything natural. And I just got tired of laying up on that table. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's getting scraped
and just so uncomfortable. So I decided to start doing everything the natural way then around that time. So I say when COVID really started, everybody was getting sick. Everybody around me was getting sick, and I got a little nervous about me having asthma and stuff like that. I was just like, okay, I don't want to even have the restaurant open. I didn't want to be around.
I remember you shut down.
Yeah, I was shut down for eight months. I was shut down for 8 months. And so during that time, I didn't even get sick at all. When we opened back up, my husband ended up getting sick. And then, of course, I'm still working and stuff like that, but I'm still having to come home and care for him and stuff.
Right.
So once I got still coming home, I ended up getting sick. So I was like, oh no, this something else. This is another type of sickness.
Yeah, because COVID is different. COVID, they'll say, everybody want to say it's like the flu. Oh, it's just like the flu. COVID was not like the flu. COVID,
not at all.
It hit anything that's going to mess with your 5 senses is not the flu. I could see, you having the flu or sinus infection, you can't smell as good, but not being able to smell or taste at all, that's your nervous system. That's not, what I mean? That's not a common cold. So I agree that COVID was not normal.
And So in our room it was fairly big. So he was on one side and I was on this side, and my kids were just none of my kids got sick.
Mm.
You know, I got 5 kids.
Right.
My oldest is 24 and my youngest is 12. None of them got sick. So they were still bringing us soups, fruits, and
Mhm.
liquids. Soups, fruits, and that's it. We wasn't eating no solid foods or anything like that. So then I say probably about the 6th day, my taste was just like
Gone.
it was like I couldn't taste absolutely nothing. My husband was already in there.
Mhm.
He was already there. So then it was starting to, I couldn't think. It was like my mind was like,
Yeah,
I was freaking out.
me too.
But
I didn't know this.
I never went to the hospital.
Me either.
So you know how the babies is in the little, when they born, the incubators,
Yeah.
and they got the thing over it. So I basically made my own self a
Like a
fort,
bubble.
yeah, in my room. And that's how I got better. And so once I got, a few days after that, I started feeling myself getting better. I ended up researching a lot of different herbs.
Mm.
And once I did that, my sister-in-law is, kind of like a herbalist, and she knows a lot of things about herbs and stuff like that. And she put me on back in 2021.
Really?
So the end of 2020, 2021. So she started showing me a lot of different herbs that I can use to heal my body with the sickness and stuff like that, to build my immune system, because I also told her that I hadn't been, to the gynecologist and stuff like that. And so once she got me into that, she do holistic classes. So she put me onto the class, and I started taking holistic classes.
That's what
I finished
happened.
so I took that in 8 months.
Wow.
So after I got done with that in 8 months, I said, okay, now I feel safe to heal other people, because I was giving, a lot of people the herbs and stuff like that, remedies and stuff like that. But then I stopped giving my remedies because I'm like, I could, start,
yeah, this could be another
this could
business
be
venture.
another business venture for me.
Yeah,
So,
to monetize.
yes. So I did that. And January, so before I made 41, I'll be 41 this year. I was fit to turn 40. I told myself, I said, okay, this little weight on me got me tired. I need to figure out how can I get the weight off of me the natural way without having to get any type of surgery and stuff like that. Because I used to always be like, oh, I want a tummy tuck. But I'm so scared to get stuff like that, because I know what they say, the blood clots and stuff like that. Like, I've already had 3 cesarean sessions. I had a hernia. I'm like, I don't want to get nothing else cut on my stomach. That, so, and be down. So I was like, okay, I got to figure something else out. Started in January. I said, I'm going to do me a 21-day cleanse. I did that 21-day cleanse. Karen, when I say after that 21-day cleanse,
is that when you lost all the weight?
In January this year, when I did that, and I was posting it, I was wanting people to. So I was like, okay, come February, my birthday, February 1st, I couldn't eat no type of like food, what I've used to eat,
like meat, red meats and all heavy stuff.
Well, I've been stopped eating steak and pork and stuff like that before I had even met my husband.
Really?
Almost 17 years ago. Yeah. So the chicken, I was
so
like,
you really
I couldn't.
just steak and seafood, maybe. I'm sorry, chicken and seafood.
Yeah, and turkey. And so then I said, okay, I gotta try to feed myself. And it was just like it was nothing going with me. I couldn't have no liquor, no nothing. I stayed posting my Patron.
Right.
Oh, I haven't
I don't
had
see
nothing.
you posting no Patron no more.
I haven't had nothing.
You still don't drink?
Since January.
And
My
when I
anniversary,
say, I'm saying on the weekends, she posting her Patron on ice or a nice fresh bottle.
Yes.
But wow. So do you feel like the 21-day cleanse literally cleansed your body of the
mentally, physically, emotionally? It did something to me.
And that was like, okay, so during the 21-day cleanse, it was really the mixture of the herbs that you were using. Did you drink teas or?
I drank nothing but tea and water, mangoes, pineapples, of course, bananas and stuff like that, and apples, but no
meat,
no dairy since. And so now, I'm, since August, I've been kind of like, if I make Alfredo or something, I'll eat the Alfredo. But far as like eggs, milk, I've never drunk milk anyway. Never ate eggs in my life. never ate like peanut butter jelly sandwich and stuff like that when I was a kid. Never had bread.
What?
So I've never eaten that type of stuff anyway. So it was.
And you
I
would
was,
never believe this if you would see her the restaurant and the food, the good food you be making. I cannot believe you be cooking like that and don't be eating it.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, cooking.
Everybody be saying that. Yes.
Oh my God. So okay, so you did the 21 day cleanse.
Yes.
And it changed. Would you say it changed like almost like not your DNA, but some kind of the way your body digests food?
It changed the way my body digests food. It changed my timing. I get up in the morning. It changed when I go to bed at night because I'm a night owl. I could usually be up to 3-4 in the morning.
Oh, me too.
Like,
well, I used to.
And probably doing nothing either. So it was just, but it changed a lot about me.
So now you go to bed a little bit earlier, or
I say about 1 or 2.
Yeah.
That's still, yeah.
Wow, Charlene, I did not. I remember the 21 day cleanse. Did anybody do it along with you?
So my house was supposed to do it with me.
They lasted. How long did they last?
I think 3 days.
So everybody was supposed to drink the tea and eat fruits and vegetables. No.
Now they still drink the tea. They have no other choice.
Right.
They still drink the tea because I keep their immune system up. And stuff like that by them having allergies, and 2 of my kids have asthma, so I still keep them on the herb.
Okay, so let's talk about how you have used what you've learned and everything to help other people. And one thing you mentioned to me was fertility.
Yes.
Can you give me the story about how you help several people with their fertility journey with the herbs that you have used and mixed up? I would love to hear that story.
Yes.
Or give me your best story.
I'm the type of person that put like 5 stories in one, y'all.
Okay, well, give it to us.
But I have 4 kids on the way. And when I say 4 kids on the way, I had 3. I just found out 2 weeks ago I have another baby on the way. She lives in Aurora, Illinois.
Wow.
But I started doing the fertility tea because I myself have my tubes tied, but I want to naturally untie my tubes.
Did you?
That's going to be on another.
Oh, you want another baby now?
We do. Yeah.
What?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
So that's. How old are you? I'm 40. I'm about to be 41.
You look good, girl. Well, go have another baby then. Well, anyways, go ahead. But how you going to naturally? Okay. Anyways, go ahead with the story.
So, So a couple of my ladies knew that I do the herbal tea and stuff like that with the fertility and stuff. And so they reached out to me. Firsthand, 2 of my ladies couldn't conceive. My third person, it was the guy that couldn't conceive.
Okay.
So his wife got 3 kids.
Go ahead.
His wife has 3 kids. He has no kids.
Oh,
they've been together for 8 years.
Oh,
and these people have became more than just my customers. Like they have legit came of my people.
Yeah, like like family.
Yes, like they like one of the couples.
You help somebody conceive and after being infertile or whatever. Yeah, you're gonna become family.
Yeah. So 2 of they had even came to my anniversary renewal, but anyway, so they're having a baby. The 3 years having a baby, and I know what they're having. I'm not going to say just yet. And then my girl that lives in Aurora, she just found out that she's 2 months pregnant. So basically, how I start off with the fertility, if you having fibroid problems, usually that's one of the number one with a lot of women have fibroids in their uterus, in their ovaries, in their breasts, and that's one of the things that kind of stop us from being able to conceive. So then when you start going to the doctor, they want you to maybe have surgery. So instead of having surgery, my tea will help you reverse that. Will shrink your fibroids and help you possibly, have a baby.
So tell me this: when you got your tubes tied, because that comment just blew my mind. Yeah. When you got your tubes tied, yours too. When you got your tubes tied, were they clipped or were they tied?
They just tied.
Because recently I had an X-ray on my hips, and the lady who did the X-ray. She was like, "Oh, we could see your tube, the clips on your tubes."
Really?
So there were 2 metal clips
Uh-huh.
on my, I would say, fallopian tubes,
Mhm.
and she could see them. Now, mind you, I
I
got
can
my
flush
tube.
that up out of you.
I got
I could flush that up out of you.
Good. I got
Yeah.
them clipped. I don't want them flushed, so I need to know what not to drink.
Yes.
I want to know what not to drink because I don't need these these clips going into where.
What you got to stop it? Like to stop people from having kids.
Like, or is there a certain
well, I-
mix?
Like
is
you got
there-
a birth control?
I do.
Okay.
And I have a menstrual ease tea.
You have a
now-
natural birth control?
I do. And my menstrual ease tea, now the natural birth control, I just sent to one of my friend girls in Illinois. So she's kind of
Testing
testing it out for me. Yes. But my menstrual ease tea is the bomb. Like it will shorten your cycle. And if you drink it a week before your cycle, like up into your cycle, you will see that difference,
Right.
right then and there.
Right.
So,
Hey, I'm
shorten,
with it.
lighten, all of that.
I do believe that everything that we need is right here on this earth. So
It's right
I'm
here.
with everything
right
you're
here.
saying right now. Everything what you're saying, except for the tubes tied stuff. I just can't. Anyways, but I believe that God has given us everything that we need right here on this earth
Yes.
to
Yes,
to
he
heal
did.
ourselves,
Yes, he did.
to relieve ourselves of symptoms, different things. Like I said, like the THC, that stuff that comes from the earth.
Uh-huh.
And I know Sunshine, you know a lot about that too, right? About like the herb, like the earth stuff. Anyways,
Like
so
your earrings, I
okay,
know.
okay, so Keisha, I like them earrings. But so yes, I definitely that's amazing. And if you want to call in, if you have any questions for Charlene, call in 404-254-4347. You can call in and be a part of the show. We just talked about fertility, which is a major issue with a lot of women for all kinds of different reasons.
And weight loss.
Weight loss. Sometimes when you're too big, it's harder for you to conceive. I know a lot of people who went and got weight loss surgery or just lost weight on their own, and they were able to conceive naturally just because of the weight. They just relieve themselves of the weight.
Yes.
Or PCOS. A lot of people, and I've heard, and what Charlene is saying is not new to me. I've heard a lot of people use herbs and different holistic approaches to issues that they're having, issues like fertility and weight loss.
Yes.
And she has kind of, did her research, made up her mixtures of her different teas that will affect different elements that you may be experienced or you may have experienced before.
Yes.
Let's talk about these fibroids and heavy periods again, because that's a big issue with women, especially African American women. We are, I don't know why that we are more prone to fibroids and heavy
really is.
periods.
Yes, we are.
One
Yes,
thing that
we
I
are.
can admit and not admit, but tell you about is, I don't know if you ever heard of these pads called the diamond, not diamond, but they're different kind of pads that you go, like people
With like 100% cotton.
not 100% cotton, but they have that little strip in there. And I'm gonna get the name on our next break.
Okay.
But and I buy a case of them every month for me and my daughters. And my period used to be almost 8 days long. And when I say it used to be a horrible experience, just locking me down in the house. And since I started using these natural pads that I have to order from a lady, and I swear I'm this close to start selling them myself because she's just like a representative from the company. But
I know which ones you're talking about too.
Yeah, they're in a small package. They're very thin.
Yep. And they supposed to like lighten your cycle and all of that and stuff.
Yeah.
It helps with your cramps and all that.
Everything.
Yep,
So
yep.
it's a natural situation in the pad. And it's also founded by an African American man. It's some type of technology, or I don't even know what it is. All I know is this: my periods used to be 8 days long. I used to have 3 days of heavy bleeding. And since I started using these pads, it's shortened up to maybe 5 days.
That's
and
good.
no
That's
heavy
good.
no heavy bleeding at all. So my
tea gonna help you shorten your days
even more.
It is.
Yeah. So I'm with the holistic approach to a lot of different things. and especially fibroids and heavy periods.
Mhm.
Now, would you say some of your tea mixtures, do you think they not what's the word? They make the fibroids smaller?
They do shrink your fibroids. So what made me, so my first tea that I made was the fibroid tea. That was my first tea I had ever made. It was and basically I put it toward the all over women health, because when I went to end up going to the doctor. So this is what I had been complaining about, and why my husband was like, "No, you going to the doctor
right
now." So for the past few years, I had been complaining about my throat, my breast, and then my stomach to a friend of mine named Sheila and to my husband. And so I was just like, I need to figure this out and what I'm going to do. My husband's like, you going to the hospital, you going to the doctor. So I ended up making me an appointment. I went to Tanner Medical in Carrollton. Them people over there, them some good people.
Yeah.
Them some good people.
I heard they're very highly recommended in the group.
Oh yeah. And so so I went over there, and that's when I found out I had fibroids in my breast. So after that, I was like, okay, I don't want to have no surgery or anything like that to get them removed. So then they did a biopsy on my left breast. But the thing is, my right breast is the one that was always abnormal, to me. So once I had the biopsy on my left breast or whatever, they end up seeing a lot of calcifications. So the calcifications raise flags or whatever. And so after that, I was like, okay, I have to figure this thing out with the calcifications and all of this and stuff. So that's when I started doing the fibroid tea, and it shrunk.
And you walk around and you see other women with these stomachs, and sometimes I'd be like, you too skinny to have that stomach. Like, there got to be a stop. And then when the people who I've seen get them taken care of, like the doctors are removing like these big football sized fibroids.
My stomach was huge, and it was so huge that my uterus is now tilted to the right.
What does that mean?
They wanted to do a surgery where they put the camera down, but I was like, no, because they said they had to put me to sleep. Only time I'm going to sleep is when I'm going to bed at night, or he taking me home. So I was like, I'm not doing no surgery that I have to go to sleep right now. And I mean, if it was a real, something of life or death, but
just to see what's going on.
Yeah, but I'm like, I'm fine. And I asked him, I was like legit, do it have anything to do with?
Because they wanted to know how it got smart, how things.
Yeah, but this is what I told him though. I said I hadn't been to a doctor in 11 years, so how do I know it didn't come from me having children? My oldest child is about to be 25.
Right.
So how do I know it didn't come from that? No, nobody never told me that I had a tilted uterus, but
so tilted uterus is not as abnormal?
It's tilted to the right.
So where is it supposed to be tilted to?
It's supposed to be
straight
in its normal position.
You know what I think? I feel like when I saw my clips too, when I looked at them, I was like, it looked like it's my uterus is not. Anyways, but I don't know. I'm not a radiologist or anything like that. But anyways,
but once you start learning your own body, you start knowing where things are supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? You start knowing where, if you feel on your stomach, something ain't right.
Right.
Either in your digestive or in your rib cage.
Yeah.
You already know something ain't right if it's swollen or feeling, funky.
Okay.
So,
but listen, we are going to go to a break, and we're going to talk about a few more things as far as women's health, mental health, and even hysterectomies. When we come back here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. This is Karen the Connector, and we'll be right back with Miss Charlene.
You're listening to The Sound.
I just want to tell the truth. I just want to tell the truth. I just want to tell the truth. I just want to tell the truth, man. You're so fly, you're so high. Everybody around you trying to figure out why. You're so cool, win all the time. Everywhere you go, man, you get a lot of shine. Boy, like a magnet, ready and a habit. Everything you wear, people say you gotta have it. From the sweatsuit to the white tee to the Gucci, you could probably say people wanna get like me, but what they don't know is when you go home and get behind closed doors, man, you hit the floor, and what they can't see is your own don't need. So the next time you get a chance, tell them
everything she got, the girl's been given. She call it a blessing, but you call it living. When it come to money, she can be a hero. She write them checks with a whole lot of zeros. But what you don't know is when she get home and get behind closed doors, man, she hit the floor. And what you can't see is she on her knees. And if you ask her, she'll tell you it's the God in me. 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 You think I'm so fresh. You think I'm so clean. You think I'm so sweet. It's the God in me. It's the God in me. You see. It's the God in me. You think you see when you see me. You see me. You don't know how much I'm praying. Don't know how much I gain. Don't know how much I change. I'm just trying to explain. It's the God in me. 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 Oh yeah. It's the God in me. I'm so fresh. I'm so clean. I'm so sweet. I'm so sweet. It's the God in me. This joint right here, it makes me wanna let it go. Can't let this thing called love get away from you. Feel free right now, go do what you wanna do. Can't let nobody take it away from you, from me, from we. No time for moping around. Are you kidding? And no time for negative vibes, 'cause I'm winning. It's been a long week. I put in my hardest. Gonna live my life. Feels so good to get it right. So I like what I see when I'm looking at me when I'm walking past the mirror. Don't stress through the night at a time, and my life ain't worried about if you feel it. Got my head on straight, I got my vibe right. I ain't gonna let you kill it. See, I would change my life, just bye, 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 bye. Ooh, bye, 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 bye. Ooh, just bye, 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 bye. Ooh, see, I would change my life, just feels so good when you're doing all the things that you wanna do. Get the best out of life, treat yourself to something new. Keep your head up high in yourself, believe in you, believe in. Having a really good time, I'm not complaining. And I'ma still wear a smile if it's raining. I gotta enjoy myself regardless. I appreciate life, I'm so glad that it's mine. So I like what I see when I'm looking at me when I'm walking past the mirror. Ain't worried about you and what you're gonna do. I'm a lady, so I must stay classy. Gotta keep it high, keep it together if I want to get better. See, I would change my life, just bye, 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 bye. Ooh, bye, 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 bye. See, I would change my life, I ain't gonna let nothing get in my way. No, no matter what nobody has to say. I ain't gonna let nothing get in my way. No matter what nobody has to say. When you're doing all the things that you wanna do, get the best out of life, treat yourself to something new. It's a really good thing to say that I won't change my life, just bye, 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 bye. See, I won't change my life, just bye. See what I'm looking at me when I'm walking past the mirror. Don't stress through the night at a time, and my life ain't worried about if you feel it. Got my head on straight, I got my vibe right. I ain't gonna let you kill it. See, I won't change my life.
Good afternoon. We are back here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. I am so excited to be here talking to Charlene Bradbury about just the holistic approach to living and healing, and just listening to her stories and the testimonies that she's experienced, just using the herbs to help herself, her husband, children, and of the people that she loves. And what interesting stories I've heard. I mean, I've always been on the side of using what God has given us in the earth to help us with different symptoms and ailments. And this story about the fibroids and the heavy periods, that resonated with me. Let's talk about mental health and how, I know you said you were experiencing some brain fog after COVID.
Yes.
How long was your experience of that brain fog?
Honestly, I feel like I feel a little triggered sometimes from it.
Yeah.
I still feel like it. Like for real.
Talking to Mike.
I'm like, what was I just about to say? Or what was I?
I feel you. I experienced brain fog after COVID for at least 4 months, heavy. But like you say, sometimes I feel like I dip and dab in that brain fog, which probably some people do as we get older. But COVID, the brain fog from COVID affected my whole entire life. I was a whole nother person for at least 3 to 4 months. I even almost lost my job dealing with brain fog because I literally could not function. I had high anxiety. I didn't even want to get on I-20 to drive downtown. I remember one time I had to copy and paste, like I was doing data entry, and I had to stop and be like, what am I doing? Like I couldn't even copy and paste. And really, like a lot of part of my job was administrative. So I was making mistakes. I mean mistakes that a 12-year-old would maybe make.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a struggle, and I thank God for my employer at the time that allowed me to take a step back and keep my job.
Yes.
And just have me do other things besides what I was doing, to where it wouldn't affect anybody or anything, and allow me to heal on my own. But you used herbal remedies to kind of pull you out of that.
I did.
That brain fog.
I did. And it was terrible. I was forgetting like so much simple stuff, like recipes and stuff that I've did forever that never used to look up a recipe for. It was stuff like that I was forgetting. I was forgetting like different stuff, what time my baby coming home, the littlest things that I should already know because he's already in school. He's been going to school and stuff like that. And then like one day, it was a weekend, I jumped up going crazy, waking him up for school.
And it was the weekend.
Now,
I've experienced that recently. Up like, what day is it?
And I'm going back and forth with them like, no, it's not. It's Friday, And so once I started doing my herbal remedies and stuff like that, I was actually getting a lot of other memories back that, it was the weirdest thing. I was getting other memories and stuff back.
Like
and
after you started using the herbals, it almost enhanced certain parts of your...
It was like giving me a third eye or something.
Really?
And I'll slide this in. A lot of people that's on my live on my Facebook, they already know that I am blind in my left eye. Like I had an eye injury when I was...
Wait a second.
Yes, I'm completely blind in my left eye. So if you see me, you will always probably see me.
That.
Yeah, if you probably will always see me in my shades or something, because I get headaches from
using that one eye all the time.
And from the lighting, strong lighting. But because I've been doing, with my herbs and stuff like that, the headaches isn't how they used to be.
Now, earlier when you mentioned your eye, I didn't realize that.
When I told you that last night,
I thought it was just a lazy eye.
Nope. I am blind, completely blind in my left eye. And so my husband always like, you still beautiful. I know.
Yeah, I would have never known. Only when you say that, or if I'm literally like, I've only noticed it very like when I was looking for a picture of you to use for today's show.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I really noticed it. I was like, she got a lazy eye? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
And then when you mentioned it, and I was like, okay, well, yeah, I did see the eye,
Yep.
but I did not know you were completely blind.
Yes,
in that
I'm completely
but
blind.
Basically with the herbs, so it enhanced your brain activity in some.
So I'm gonna tell you, I hadn't been, like I said, I hadn't had vision in his eyes since I was 18. I don't even have a lens in his eye to even have vision in this eye. But since I've been taking my herbs,
don't you tell me
I
that.
have a shadow.
Like you could see something.
Yes, if you wave across my eye, I could see a shadow. If I close my eye, like stuff is crazy. Like, yeah. So sometimes, my husband do it, and to see if it's getting better and better. And I feel like it is.
Yeah, because once you start seeing colors, that's when you're bringing something back. So that is amazing. What an awesome testimony on just using these herbs. And so you gather these herbs from different places.
So I actually have a vendor who I get all of my herbs in bulk.
Okay.
I have over 180 herbs. I have a herbal room in my house. My husband
mix things and
my husband built my whole room. He got me shelves and all of this stuff. I have a little couch, and all of this meditation, everything in my room. So, yeah,
that's awesome. That is awesome.
Now I want y'all to ask questions. I want y'all to
we got about 15 minutes left. We want you to call in and ask Charlene some questions. This is a great topic
because I could talk and I be talking. And
and
I'm acting like I was gonna be scared.
Right. She said I'm nervous. She ain't acting nervous today. But listen, if you have any questions on today's show, you could call in and ask Charlene whatever you want. The number is 404-254-4347, 404-254-4347. We're talking about the holistic approach to living and healing. And what an interesting subject this is. And call and be a part of the show. Ask questions. She has the answers. Now, Charlene, we're about to you maybe take a few calls if they call in.
Yes.
If not, we're going to close the show down. Let people know what type of services that you provide regarding. We already know you have the restaurant in Douglasville that is amazing.
Yes.
But also now that you have this experience and knowledge with the herbs, what type of services do you provide for people?
So I provide meditation services. I provide massages. I provide just if you need a space and you need that time to yourself, I provide that.
Right.
That space,
a sacred
for you.
Place where you could just come, free your mind
and mentally prepare yourself and get yourself together. Yes. Weight loss. I help with weight loss. If you're having trouble with your weight loss, you're having trouble with fertility, any type of health issues you're having trouble with, you can call me. Any type of advice, you can call me and I will do my best in directing you into the right direction.
Wow. Definitely. Okay. So how can they contact you?
So right now, I do not have my website up, but it is Ohima Herbs. It is still under construction. All of my family keeps saying, girl, just do it. Just sit.
Yeah.
But I just want it to be so perfect. I keep ordering stuff. That's my thing. I keep ordering t-shirts and coffee mugs and strainers and infusers, but I just want it to be so perfect. So when people do go and
when
order,
you go live, you will be ready for it.
Yes.
But one thing that you can do that I've seen helped a lot of people
I'm going to give them my other business cell phone number for now. Yes.
Go ahead.
So you guys can call me at 630-779-7448. That is my work cell phone number. Again, it is 630-779-7448. Or you can send me an email and it is Sharberry, SHARBERRY 36 at yahoo.com. Again, it is Sharberry 36 at yahoo.com. So you can always send me an email or shoot me a text or call. And like legit, you can call me anytime. Like one of my customers made a mistake and called me. It was like once I'm in the morning. I'm like, wait, my phone just lit up because my phone is always on silent. And so I called it back and he like, y'all open. I'm like, boy, ain't nobody open over here at Douglasville.
But also, if you can, when we go back to the YouTube live and put that in the comments for the watchers and the listeners, so they can refer back to it at any time.
At any time.
This video can be viewed at any time. So go in the comments and put that there and they'll always have it. But one thing you can do is just create a Facebook page. A business Facebook page and go from there.
I got one.
And
I need to publish it.
Publish it and make it so people can find you on Facebook. Wow, what an amazing experience. It's just listening to these testimonies and stories about the healing journey of people using the holistic approach.
Yes.
And wow, I just commend you, Charlene, for just going through this and then sharing your experience with other people and not just keeping it to yourself. You know, some people, they figure out what works, they find out what works, and they keep it to themselves. They don't want to tell nobody. You know, I seen Charlene, I think I had seen her for the first time in I think almost a year. And I walked in there with my daughter and she came behind the counter and I almost passed out. And I said, the first thing I said, Charlene, what are you doing? She said, it's my teas. I can get you some teas. Come over. I'll help you. I mean, that was the first thing she said. So, I mean, God is good. Thank you for allowing for sharing that and sharing your knowledge with the world and for people who need help with this kind of thing. And I just really also want to thank you for coming down and taking this time to come talk to us again. Charlene, just could you repeat that phone number one more time for our listeners?
Yes. The website will be coming soon, and since I'm here, this is just nothing but a sign telling me I need to
move forward.
You know, get that website on published. But it will be Ohima Herbs, www.ohimaherbs.com.
Ohima.
Yep, Ohima. That is my middle name, and it means queen.
Oh, wow.
yes. My middle name is Ohima.
You know what? My next door neighbor, she opened up a private boutique, and it's called Nana Ohima.
Really?
Something like Nana something. And she told me in she's from Ghana.
That's my mother friend was from there. She got killed when my mother friend got killed when they was in high school, and so my mother named me after her.
Oh, wow.
And I've named my daughter. I got 3 nieces
with that middle name Ohima.
Yes,
That's a beautiful thing.
Yep.
What a nice story.
But yeah, the number 630-779-7448. Again, 630-779-7448. Don't hesitate, because I see y'all ain't calling in today.
Yeah, and you can also go by the restaurant. She's on Veteran Memorial.
Charberry Kitchen.
And it's in Lithia Springs or Douglasville?
Douglasville, 11517 Veterans Memorial, right across the street from the school building. If you guys are aware of where the school building is.
The school board, the Douglas County School Board, the new building where the old Greystone is. Her restaurant is right like adjacent to that, right on the corner. Do they come?
Yes, we've been there for 4 years. Yeah, they do. But you know what? I have to put some salads, and because I have the vegan burger, but I need to put like some salads, some subs and stuff like that on there because they want quick, So I am I actually just one of my friends, he's from New Orleans, he just moved here. So he's actually running the restaurant now.
Really?
Yeah, so he's gonna help us out. And then I have one of my friend girls from Minnesota. Well, she's from Chicago, but she moved here as well, her husband. And then my son, and then Dia, Dia, Maya's sister.
Yeah.
So they pretty much my team, and
so now y'all making it happen,
baby. They doing it, and I've been getting more events on the food truck, and I've been able to do more events on the food truck and let them run the restaurant.
So you do have the food truck up and running for Douglas County?
Oh yeah, it's been up and running. I don't never be in Douglas County because I be all in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, yeah.
But I don't be here because I have a restaurant in Douglasville. So why, so some events I try to catch,
to other cities and
Wow. Now, Eleanor Apoca Farm, if you ain't never took the kids, you're gonna have to go there. That's one of my favorite.
Where is it?
It is off of Chicago, South Chicago. If you go over the tracks coming from downtown and keep like South Chicago all the way over, I can't think of the her address, but L&R Alpaca Farm.
Where they have the
alpacas and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes. And that's also a healing thing too.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She do a lot of stuff.
Because that's also a nonprofit.
I love them.
Really?
I've been doing events for them now probably almost a year. I've been doing every month. I go there with the food truck.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I love them.
Well, listen, I just wanted to thank you for coming down.
Thank you for
taking the time. And listen, she already put her number out there, but I'm going to make sure her information is in the comments.
Yes.
On the live video, on YouTube, and on our Hits 92.3 page. So you can contact her and get a consultation on what type of herbs you need to take or drink or how you should take them. Because sometimes you could drink them.
Oh, and let me add this real quick.
Or you could smoke them.
I have a exercise room, a workout room at my house. I share my stuff. So you know, you having trouble with getting in the gym or whatever, you want to find a place, you don't feel comfortable being in the gym, you just want your space, you could come to my house and work out.
Wow.
Now, only the women's from the women of Douglasville. Now,
Yeah, so if you are in the
So-
WOD, she's opening up that to you.
Yes.
I'll make sure when I share the video, I'm gonna put that in the description and let them know to reach out to Charlene, and she's here to help us as
Yes.
women get through these situations and elements and issues that we come across in life. And she's done the work, and she's already done the research. So why not talk to somebody who's already been through it? They've researched it, they've learned about it, and they're willing to share that information with us and possibly help us. So definitely you want to reach out to Charlene. And listen, I'm gonna try to think about what's going on in Douglasville this weekend. So in Douglasville this weekend, it's Halloween weekend.
Yes.
It's fall festival weekend with the churches. And my kids, they got their costumes together. So I would definitely go to the Facebook, go to Facebook and click on events in your area, and you'll see all that. It's so many, I can't even list them.
It is.
I know the Douglas County Police Department is doing something. I know a lot of restaurants, they're giving out candy.
Yep, we're giving out candy.
Yeah, okay,
all
so at
weekend.
Sharberry Kitchen in Douglasville, they are giving out candy. So I'm just gonna dress my kids up and just drive around
Yep.
on Saturday
Mhm.
and see what's going on and just have a good time. And then I know the Salon SOS, Brittany and Brooklyn, they are having a big Halloween party at Studio T on Chapel Hill Road. I believe that is tomorrow night or Saturday night. But if you go to Brittany's page, you should be able to see that. So that's an adult thing that if you like to, celebrate with a costume, put a little tail and ears on, you can have a good time with them. And that's really it. I'm not hosting any events. I'm not doing much anything lately, but I will be having a website launch soon. Womenofdouglasville.com. WODbusinessdirectory.com. They're both live, but I just want to do something because it's been a long time coming, working on these websites. It's something that I needed. And now, like you said, now that they're live and the attention I'm getting from these websites and the business I'm getting from these websites has been significant. So I want to celebrate that because I feel like this is kind of a transitional, monumental moment for me.
That's right.
One of the biggest investments that I think I've ever made in anything. So I want to celebrate. So I'll be celebrating most likely at Table 25 in the next 2 weeks. I'll make sure you know about it so we can all celebrate together. I'm going to show everybody the website, the business directory. It's interactive. Once you become a business affiliate, you get a free business directory. But if you don't want to be a business affiliate, you can just be on the directory and be able to be found by the West Georgia community. And they can contact you through the directory. You can post pictures in the directory, all the links to your social media. So I'm really proud of this. So I'll be celebrating this month. And Sunshine, could you get her? And I am gonna definitely be celebrating that. So I'll make sure you all know about the business directory and the celebration, the website launch celebration that'll be happening soon in Douglasville. And I will be back here next Thursday here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. This is Karen the Connector, and I will see you all later. Bye.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, don't say it cause I know I'm cute. Oh, baby. Louis down to my drawers, LV all on my shoes. Oh, baby. I be dripping so much sauce, got a bin looking like Greg Goo. Oh, baby. Lit up like a crystal ball, that's cool, baby, so is you, that's how I roll. If I'm shining, everybody gonna shine. Yeah, I'm gold. I was born like this, don't even gotta try. Now you know. I like shot a nigga better over time. Now you know. They just say I'm not the baddest trick you like. It ain't my fault that I'm out here getting loose. Gotta blame it on the goose. Gotta blame it on my juice, baby. It ain't my fault that I'm out here making news. I'm to put it in the proof. Gotta blame it on my juice. Yeah, 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 yeah. Blame it on my juice.
Blame it on my juice. Blame it on my juice. No, I'm not a snack at all. Look, baby, I'm a whole meal. Baby, you ain't being slick. Don't dare try to cop a feel. The juice ain't worth the squeeze if the juice don't look like this. Hold up, baby, please don't make me have to take your shower. If I'm shining, everybody gonna shine. Yeah, I'm gold. I was born like this, don't even gotta try. I like shot a nigga better over time. Heard you say I'm not the baddest. It ain't my fault.